What's going on, guys? Disboard Gaming here. First video on the channel, and I am starting off with a Guild Wars 2 playthrough of everything story related so far because I am super excited for the End of Dragons expansion coming out relatively soon, and I figured I would make a video series of me just playing through the story of everything we have so far. So that includes the Heart of Thorns expansion, Living World, not the right character, Living World Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5, or as ArenaNet likes to call it, the Icebrood Saga. Never gonna ever call it that. I'm gonna continue to call it Season 5 because that's really what it is, as well as the Path of Fire expansion, and I will also be playing through the End of Dragon expansion once it is released. Now that being said, I'm just doing some daily stuff real quick, and this character, I accidentally logged into earlier, I'm going to be deleting. It's just a placeholder for the name, so that way I can have the name when I start up on the video. It's going to be a Norn, though, instead of an Azuran, but I'm still going to stick with Thief. And I am not going to concern myself with leveling up to max level of 80 due to it taking essentially a good while to hit that if you don't use resources such as experience scrolls or tomes of knowledge or mentorship or whatever you have. So I'm going to instantly force level myself up to level 80, and I'm going to equip full ascended armor, full ascended trinkets, and I'll be using dual ascended pistols. So I will have pretty much maxed out gear, and I will show that here once I get around to my character that I currently have using it, which ironically is not this char, but this char, Crowbar. Yep, Cruising's at the Crowbar. Anyways, right now I'm just gathering crystal quartz from this rich crystal quartz node, since, I mean, it's free money, and when you have 15 accounts doing it, you get 10 per character every day. So I get 150 every day for just mining this on 15 characters. Which, if you've actually ever played Guild Wars 2 specifically, then you'll know that these quartz crystals, as you can see from the item description, you can use 25 of them to turn them into a charged quartz crystal, which can actually be very useful for generating a income, be a quite useful source of income. So that's what I'm doing, along with some other stuff to generate this. I will say now, though, that I have no intentions on ever having scripted videos, because I like to do stuff on the fly and I don't like to follow scripts because, let's be real, I'll end up deviating drastically from them. However, there will be times where I'll end up writing down some key things I want to end up talking about in each video as I make them. Those I'll cover eventually, but anything else I'm not, writing down as script or anything, because I'm just not going to be able to follow through with it. So I'm just going to freewall it, in all honesty, as you can probably already tell from my rambling. Anyways, this is just a test video for getting captions, seeing if I can get captions on videos for anyone who ends up watching that is deaf or hard of hearing, so that way they can at least understand what's going on not only from a story perspective, but also from the player perspective. Since I've already, played through every story several times in this game because I love it that much, I kind of know some ins and outs. I'm not saying, I'm the best of the best or anything, because there's a lot of stuff I can tell you right now I don't know about, each chapter and whatnot. And I'm not a completionist, so I haven't, achieved all the achievements and all that stuff for each episode. Matter of fact, there is two things that I haven't actually done story-wise as of yet, but I'll be doing that with these videos, which are Living World Season 3. I kind of glossed over it. I did the first and the last chapters of it because I wanted to get access to... Actually, wait, hang on. I think Living World Season 3 was... not what I meant. Let me see. Living World Season 3. Okay, yeah, I completely skipped Living World Season 3. I did start on some of them, like a Crack in the Ice, because winter berries, and I was using those, winterberry farming to get ascended trinkets and whatnot. And I have started on Out of the Shadows, because I have Bloodstone Fern unlocked for maps. I mean, honestly, I've started on every single one of these. I just haven't played through them all as of yet. That being said, Living World Season 2 was what I was originally wanting to talk about because I've done Gates of Magnum and I've done Point of No Return. I don't think I've actually done any of these other ones. I might have, though, on multiple characters. Basically, I wanted to get Maudry or Maudu or however you pronounce it, the Ascended backpack that was introduced with Living World Season 2. That being said, I already had, my Ascended backpack, but I wanted another one because I actually was trying to get the Bloodstone Dust converter item that you get for crafting Maudry, which is how I'm going to refer to it. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I honestly don't care. Everyone pronounces things however they want. That's just how life works. Now, that being said... Oh, and Living World Season 4. So, I guess pretty much I've really only played the expansion packs and the core story, but... I mean, I played the core story several times, and I've been wanting to replay Path of Fire all the way through a lot because that's my favorite expansion so far. And in all honesty, I like it than the Living Worlds, to be frank with you. It's just... the story is so much more better than all the Living World seasons. Now, don't get me wrong, I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, well, Living World Season 3 story was, the best, or Season 4 was, so much better. And yeah, you can think that if that's what you like. I personally can't argue, at least on those two, since I haven't done Living World Season 3 or Season 4, and that's the character I was just on. But maybe once I complete them, maybe I'll like them more than I like Path of Fire. We'll see. I just haven't done a secondary playthrough of Path of Fire, mainly due to the Balthazar fight about halfway through, where it's a scripted battle where he is guaranteed to kill you. There's no way you can kill him as of yet. Spoiler alert, but by this point I'm pretty sure everyone knows that you end up killing Balthazar in the end of Path of Fire. But that aside, the fight is scripted that you're supposed to lose, and originally I did it on a Ranger, which actually I have right here, Leo Jackson, my very first character that I ever created, and I still do play quite often. As you can see, he pretty much has all crafting, and they're pretty much all maxed out. I believe there's maybe one or two of those that are not level 400 or 500 for the ones that can hit 500. I even have Chef at 500. I did that as soon as they released Ascended Food. Actually, no, I think it's at 475. But basically, it was right where I needed to be to get the third Black Lion Garden in my home instance, which I will be hopefully completing during the playthrough as well. That character, I actually got the volatile tool set on him, and I will be using that for a lot of the farming. Not for the crystal quartz farming, but I have a list of waypoints that are pretty close to rich iron and rich platinum nodes that I can farm, and I end up farming on 4 characters every day. Again, extra money, but also because I am hoarding up mithrilium, what are they, ingots or nuggets or whatever? Basically the time-gated item that is required to craft the ascended item of the it's not Damascus or Damask, it's determined whatever. It's the if you've ever looked at crafting ascended gear, you know what it is, or pretty much anything ascended, because you need like a crap ton of them. And especially if you've ever tried crafting any of the metallic legendaries like Twilight or Sunrise, technically Eternity, since you have to have both of those to create Eternity. But if you've ever done the collection for you'll know the steel ingot I'm talking about. And it's a royal pain in the ass, pardon my language, to do, since you can only craft one of the lumps, the mithrilium lumps, per day, as that's the time-gated part of the crafting. So I just craft a crap ton of those as often as I can. I try to make one a day on my ranger, and then I just hoard up the iron and platinum ore, and eventually I just craft a lot of the ingots at once. And I was already on this character, wasn't I? Yes, I was. And then I either keep them for myself or I sell them, depending on, you know, if I need them or not, which now that I've finished crafting all my ascended gear, I no longer need them, so it's an extra source of income for me. Anyways, back on topic of story-wise, due to not being a completionist in most games, especially when you get annoying achievements that you have to complete, like in Guild Wars 2 to unlock certain things, there is quite a few things that I don't have unlocked, such as as you can see from my mountain list, I'm missing 3. The Sky Skill, the Roller Beetle, and the Griffin. All 3 of which are locked behind achievements. And they're pain in the butt achievements, nonetheless. That being said, I do hope that once we get to Living World Season 4, and I complete it... Oh, I can't do this character just yet. I have to teleport him back, which means I need to log into my second account so I can teleport the friend over here. So I'll deal with him later on. Oh, and he does have my armor on there. I'll pull him back up once I finish, though, and show you guys the gears I'll have on me. Pretty sure I already went on Walter de Dornay's. If you know what that's a reference to, congratulations. One of my favorite Dracula-related animes ever. That being said, let's get back on topic. So this is more or less just a ramble video of what I'm planning on doing with this channel, what I'm starting with, which is Guild Wars 2, which I've been, talking about almost all the time. We'll get to their stuff in a bit. How this is going to go, what my upload schedule is going to be, so on and so forth. Being said, let's move on to the next. Yeah, I know I have some gear on here too. It's all exotic though, except for the greatsword, which is the Kauderbog or whatever greatsword. basically the one that the Pale Tree gives Traherne during the main story. There's actually an achievement series you can do that basically lets you have a replica or potentially the original one of it, and it's an ascended sword, or it's ascended weapon of only a few select types. I ended up taking the great sword because at that point I was trying to play this necromancer, and I use, the axe and the warhorn as well as a great sword for my secondary weapon swap too, because the great sword's actually pretty powerful on a necromancer. I do want to note, I don't think it's actually on this character. I think it's actually on my char that has my ascended armor. I have personally crafted 2 different legendaries, one of which I sold and one of which I still have for myself. And the legendary I sold was the Moot, and the legendary I have myself is the Bifrost. And yes, I crafted the Bifrost from scratch through the achievement system, and no, I honestly would not recommend it, as it is a long and tedious thing to do, and if you could just afford to buy the precursor for any of the legendary weapons, I recommend doing that instead. As you can see on here, this isn't the Bifrost, it's an Ascended Scythe, or Staff, which is the Ascended Mistforged Hero Staff. It is the Ascended weapons you can get from World vs. World. I do a lot of World vs. World to obtain a lot of my stuff. In fact, most of my Ascended weapons are actually from World vs. World. So, I play on Fort Aspenwood, in case anyone's wondering, as my server. We have been doing pretty bad as of late in World vs. World, but that doesn't bother me because I literally just run around collecting capture points to keep my activity timer good, so that way I don't end up dropping below tier 6 participation at any point for any reason. Which is good. It's nice because not a lot of people run around, collecting them. Everyone's off trying to fight all the other people for the server on the other 2 servers. So I normally get left alone. However, there is occasionally sometimes when you get, those random roamers just out to kill whoever they come across, and they can be pretty annoying. In all honesty, as you can see, I have the Mist Pendant right here with, I believe it's Marauder as the prefix. It helps with that little bit of HP. But anyways, I should probably go back. I guess I could just leave it for now. Huh. Interesting. Oh yeah, I guess because I did it over here, okay. But that's obviously from World vs. World. I believe you could actually get the Mist trinket set also from PvP, but I got mine through World vs. World. I don't do PvP. I find it completely useless and an complete utter waste of time, since the rewards you get from PvP are the exact same rewards you can get from World vs. World, minus a few differences, such as in PvP you get the Shards of Glory, whereas World vs. World you get, well, I believe you get the skirmish tickets. Here you go, the Ascended Shards of Glory, and then you get the material of Shards of Glory. But with World vs. World, you get Memories of Battle, and I think, yeah, World vs. World skirmish. Jeez, I cannot talk. Claim tickets, which you use to buy stuff like your armor and ascended stuff. As you can see, I have this right here, which is the Triumphant Heroes Face Guard. Again, World vs. World set. World vs. World set, which is the Triumphant Hero Shoulder Guards. I crafted this myself, which I use full Berserkers, by the way, for my armor and my weapons. So this is the Zoja armor. It hasn't been. It says it's been transmuted, I believe. Let me see. No, I guess it doesn't. Some of them I have. Okay, I guess it just says they're all Zoja. Then I have the rest of the sets Zoja. Ironically, I want to say the legs, either the legs or the top, were originally World vs. World. It's actually the top, I remember now, because it's the most expensive part. It was World vs. World, but I transmuted it, or I transformed it into Zoja's set from using the Mystic Forge, and I plan to do the same with the last two pieces eventually. I'm in no rush to do it right now. And then I have, well, I guess this is Maudry. I do have the Quiver of 1,000 Arrows, I believe it is, because you can craft that without actually needing any like precursors or anything. You could just straight up get the materials, toss them in the Mystic Forge, and you get the backpack. I had Berserker stats on it though, and I wanted Marauder stats, and you can't switch it because it's not legendary. So I had to get a secondary backpack, which was Maudry. And as you can see, I have the Mist Talismans for my accessories. I have the only quote-unquote tradable Ascended Ring. There is a couple different versions that you of its rarity, which you work your way up to. You have to go throw them in different, it's like some clump of rock or something, and you have to go to different sources of lava and toss them into the lava, and eventually it returns you the Ascended item, or the Ascended Ring. But you can buy the clumps of rock or dirt or whatever it is, all the different stages, on the trading post. So you could literally buy the one that you just go toss and it becomes the Ascended Ring, and you can immediately just do the one and get the Ascended Ring. Or you could start from scratch and do, I think it's like 5 or 6 different areas, and then you'll get the Ascended Ring after you finish the last one. And then I got the Black Ice Band, which is Bitterfrost Frontier, part of the set I got from farming winterberries way back when. And then I have the Amulet of Celebration, and I put the celebratory birthday enrichment, which is plus 15% karma, in it. Now, normally I would probably actually put the EXP enrichment in this due to the fact that it gives like extra, I think 10% XP on any gain of XP, which is great because Spirit Shards are a versatile currency and pretty useful. And I plan eventually, because as you can see, you know, I have dual-wield pistol, and this one is the Mist Lord's pistol, which is World vs. World weapon, and this one is Zoja's revolver, which I crafted myself. I do plan eventually on replacing one of these with the legendary pistol Quip and reskinning it, but I'm not in any rush to do it at the moment, in fact, and pardon the messy bank over here real quick, but I have to redo my bank. It is, as you can see, just complete utter chaos. Lots of stuff, lots of dyes, lots of skins, lots of just random stuff that I need to just empty out onto a storage character. But that aside, and here's some more Ascended weapons, nonetheless. And this, let me move that up there. This is Ascended Ring I actually got from my very first Fractal I've ever done. I've gotten, I think, 2 or 3 Ascended Rings from Fractals. I don't do Fractals very often. I am not a fan of Fractals. In fact, I find them a utter waste of time, in my opinion. And I just don't like them. That being said, let me see if I can find my stuff real quick that I wanted to show. Yep, there we go. I got 2 Gifts of Battle already and a Bloodstone Shard. anyone who's ever made any legendaries, looked into it, know that both of these are 2 items required for crafting a single legendary. You need 1 Gift of Battle, 1 Bloodstone Shard, and Bloodstone Shard costs 200 Spirit Shards. It's a pain in the butt. As for materials, you know, you got to get all the T6 mats to 250, so you can make the Gift of Magics and the Gift of Might. And then you need a crap ton of obsidian shards, which I have more than enough. You need a full stack of, at least a full stack of globs of ectoplasm. Depends on if you want to craft the mystic clovers yourself from the mystic coins, or you get them from some other source, which World vs. World, and I think PvP even offers them as a reward, is pretty good, especially if you've got boosters that you can use constantly. All of these Living World Season 3 materials I've just been stacking up for a couple months, probably at least a year or 2. I haven't played every single day. I'm starting to get back into the game. I'm hoping to play every day, but it's just a matter of time before I stop playing for a while. But that definitely won't be until after I've already gone through the new expansion coming out, because I cannot wait for that, as Cantha is my favorite area, and I loved factions. It was my favorite Guild Wars 1 game. Eventually I'll probably end up going back and playing Guild Wars 1 games as well for this channel. And then, as you can see, I have some of the Living World Season 4 resources already. You need those, 250 of each of them, to unlock the Sky Scale, so slowly but surely working on those. Which is why I have the Karma enrichment in my amulet, because you can use Eternal Ice Shards from Living World Season 5 plus Karma to buy the Living World Season 4 stuff, so it makes it a lot easier than running around and trying to find the nodes and farm yourself, especially when certain ones like the... I'm not even going to try to pronounce this one, but you're limited to how many you can get per day. It's kind of reminiscent of the blood rubies. I believe you're limited to 5 of those per day, not including the 3 you can get from your home instance, from the node there. And this is the lumps of mithrilium, there you go, which make the Deldrimor, I guess that's how you say it, steel ingots. So I actually used a decent chunk of these recently to craft my Zolja revolver, which is why my stock is pretty low. And then I just have a bunch of gems, and as you can see, I have 401 crystal quartz, or quartz crystals, which is just from, you know, a couple days worth of gathering, not even much. And I have the node in my home instance too, which gives me an extra 3 or 5 or even, well, 3 or 8, I should say, not 5, because there's a chance that you end up getting a 5 drop as well as the normal 3, as well as there's a chance of actually getting a charged crystal quartz or quartz crystal from it as well. So you can get up to 8 crystals every day plus 1 charged one from your home instance node, which is nice. A lot of this I don't really have much, just because I don't do a lot of stuff like scribing. I haven't even started scribing yet, and I'm not planning to for a good while because it's just so expensive. I have a good stockpile of Ascended cooking supplies, like these nourishments, but I'm probably never going to use them because I find Ascended foods to be absolutely not worth the time it takes to craft them. If they had made the Ascended seeds not be a one-off harvest, it'd be a different story. I'd be crafting those foods like nobody's business, but the seeds are already annoying to find in the open world, so I'm not dealing with that. Sorry, not sorry. Just how it is. That being said, as you can see, I have several marks, which I can use later on for gears, from World vs. World gears and weapons. I have 117 Tomes of Knowledge, which I'll be using in conjunction with I think it's actually still in my inventory. Yep. This experience scroll, which automatically levels your character to level 30. So I use this, and then 50 of these, and I'm instantly level 80. I have some supplies, Black Lion supplies, that I'll be using on my new character. These are just literally, I've been stocking up on these from the the daily login rewards, which I believe, yep, it's this row is all a chest of Black Lion goods. You know, this is probably at least a few years worth. I've been playing pretty much since release, so, you know, I've gotten those, I got these up here, you know, I got a couple of those, I gotten a lot from it just from, you know, playing over the years, and I don't really use them, so I figured, what the hell, I might as well use them now, pardon my language, again. I also have Superior Sharpening Stones, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use those just yet, but it's a possibility. Very high possibility. But yeah, so I'll be working on playing through the story on a Norn character, because I noticed when I was scrolling through my achievements that I'm missing a couple story-related achievements, personal story-wise, so Corteria, you know, defeating Zaitan. I'm missing a few related to Norn and a few relating to Savari. So I'll be doing a Norn character for the YouTube series, and I will be doing a Savari character when I start streaming. That way I don't potentially screw over any progress on either character from playing, and that way I can progress through each one on each platform and not have to worry about someone who maybe won't be around to be able to watch the live stream go into the next video on YouTube and see, oh, well, you know, I was 3 arcs into the personal story, so we'll say, let me go up here to Story Journal. You know, let's just say I'm in Crystal Corruption. You know, I was, sure, we'll say defending the keep. And now, next time they watch, they see that I'm, you know, about to go do the Battle of Claw Island, which, you know, they missed quite a bit of storyline, and I wanted to all be recorded, so I'm just gonna do 2 different characters. That being said, I'm also going to be doing streaming at some point. I'm going to start off with videos on YouTube for now, and then eventually I will move on to doing videos and streaming on occasion on twitch.tv. I will honestly probably do 1 stream a week starting out, and it'll be probably a couple hours long. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure yet. As I said, that's yet to happen. I have no plans for it at the moment. When I'm ready to start doing it, I'll figure out what my game plan is for that. However, YouTube-wise and video-wise, I am currently thinking of uploading 4 videos a week. The upload days I'm thinking are going to be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So the start of a week and the end of a week. I could change it to Saturday, Sunday, but we'll see how it goes. Each of those 2 sections, so Monday and Tuesday is 1 section, Thursday and Friday is the 2nd section. One of the videos I upload will be Guild Wars 2. The other one will be a console game. I have a Switch, I have a PlayStation 4, I have a 360, and I have a Wii U. So I will pick games and just start playing playthroughs of them. I'm not doing this to try to get, you know, partnered or affiliated with YouTube or Twitch. If it happens, great. I'm just doing this for my own personal benefit of the fact that I love these games and I want to share my experience with the world. So if I do end up getting, hitting those things and being able to monetize my videos or streams, great. That'd be, awesome. That'd be amazing. But that's not my goal, and I just want to build a community of players or people who watch my content and enjoy it, and maybe we'll do stuff together in PC games like Guild Wars 2. There's a couple other games I'm planning on that are pretty old that you might not have heard of, like Fiesta Online or Fly for Fun. There's a couple of other games too, which I'm not going to reveal at the moment, but I play a lot of computer games, so we'll see. Maybe eventually I'll start my own guild in Guild Wars 2, and maybe even in Guild Wars 1 for anyone who likes that game too. And, you guys will be more than welcome to join and contribute and help grow our community, and, just have a good time together. We can participate in group content like the Dragon Strike missions that they're releasing with the Living World Season 5, or strike missions that they released earlier on with Living World Season 5 at the start. So we'll just see how everything goes and just play it from there. But 2 videos a week are going to be Guild Wars 2 related, and 2 videos a week are going to be console related. And I think I might start off the console related ones playing Final Fantasy X Remastered on the Nintendo Switch. However, I'm not 100% sure yet due to the fact that there's a big grind session I have to get out of the way pretty early on in the game. Just because it's going to make going through the game a whole heck of a lot easier, and I'm not trying to speedrun, but I'm also not trying to sit around, hours on end trying to beat one thing. I just want to get through the game and, enjoy playing the game and not actually have to deal with, especially with 10, all the Seymour fights that can be pretty annoying to deal with. So we'll see what we do for that. This week, starting off, I'm probably just going to have this one video up, and then next week I'll start on trying to upload on a regular schedule. We'll just see how everything goes. Anyways, I think I've pretty much covered everything I wanted to. Anything I remember that I haven't covered, I'll end up putting into the next video I make, which should hopefully be starting off on the Guild Wars 2 story on our Norn Thief. Anyways, which will replace this character. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this introduction video, and I hope to see you around on the channel, and maybe I'll see you in game too. Just enjoy the game and have fun and enjoy my content, and that's all I could ask for, really. If you can, leave a like on the video if you liked it, or dislike if you didn't like it. Feel free to comment down below whatever you want, if you have any ideas for me. I might not respond to comments. I will try to read as many as I can in between each video for each series, and I will try to bring some of the comments into the next video to talk about if I feel like I should address them on video or not. Other than that, just like, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video, and I'll see you guys around and see you guys next time. This has been Disboard Gaming, signing off. Have a good day, everyone.